We run very low on song suggestions, so I'm going to really encourage people to go to song.yrk.link and do a song suggestion or send me a Google Chat message or a email. Also, to the people who think it is funny to put Never Gonna Give You Up, it is funny. But we have played it many times. It was in the Halloween playlist. It's been in the break playlist. It's in the Valentine's Day playlist. It's in all the playlists. So if you want to suggest that again, you can. But think of the amount of times it's already been played. And think of if it is still funny. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. Yeah, go and fill out that Google form or go to the link. Welcome back to break. Happy Thursday. It's a great morning. Just a quick announcement to start. Seniors, make sure you get a start on your senior pages for the yearbook. If you have any questions about where you should do that, how it should look, just send me an email. We're trying to include more illustrations instead of just, having pictures on each page. So I know there's tons of great artists in our community. So if you're interested in having your artwork featured in the yearbook, make sure to send me an email about that as well. And that's it for me. Kevin?
Good morning, guys. We just have 3 announcements today, so not too many. We can start out with Lily Chan.
So it appears that Kate and Kevin aren't here.
What?
I guess. Or aren't taking over. So
What?
I guess if anybody has an announcement, they should do that.
Hey, Francis, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yep, we're good. Let's keep going.
Love it.
Okay. So is Lily Tran here?
I am here. Mine own loveth, what are thy plans this Friday night? Loveth. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, I think I got ghosted. Anna, are you here?
Oh no, you couldn't hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay, try it one more time, sorry. Mine own loveth, what are thy plans this Friday night?
Nothing. I have not any plans.
Will do with thee, enjoyeth poetry, music, art, and supporting thy cater cousins?
Of course. Where doth I sign up?
Then cometh to cafe night, and alloweth us to enjoy each other's company.
Hi guys. Okay, so yeah, a little bit more information on that. LitMag is holding our virtual cafe night tomorrow night in Miss Barry's Meet Link, and it's going to be from 7 to 8:30, and it's pretty much just kind of like an open mic kind of thing. Anybody can sign up with its Google form. Let me put it in the chat. And you can share a poem or a piece of art you've been working on or you finished, and you can sing or you can play an instrument, anything like that. And it's going to be super relaxed and casual, so if you're nervous about presenting, don't be. Everyone's always super supportive and welcoming. And also, if you don't feel like sharing anything, you don't have to. You can still come over and support and just hang out with everyone. We'd love to have you. So yeah, that's cafe night tomorrow night in Miss Barry's Meet Link from 7 to 8:30, and we all really hope to see you there. So thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys. Next announcement is Mr. Bloom.
Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. Mr. Peters couldn't be here today, so I'm giving a message on his behalf. If any of you are interested in a tennis opportunity, please reach out to him by email at speters@york.org. All right.
Thank you. Levi?
Yeah, we have a car club meeting today in Mr. Colby's Meet Link. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Levi. And I believe our last announcement is Jay-Z.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone's well. Hey, now that we've had 2 Community Wednesdays with our new schedule, we hope you're finding that schedule tweak a good one. Speaking of schedule changes, next Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day in remembrance of MLK's birthday. This day is a federal holiday, but it took a long time for that to happen. As many of you know, King was as an important civil rights leader in the 1950s and 60s. He was assassinated in 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. There was a push soon after he was assassinated to get his birthday recognized as a federal holiday, but elected officials, congressmen fought it, primarily Southern congressmen. And it wasn't until 1983, after millions of American signatures on a petition and a song by Stevie Wonder called Happy Birthday, and other things, that it finally happened. But it wasn't until 2000 that all states began to observe it. And some southern states even combine it with an observance of Robert E. Lee's birthday. He was a significant Confederate general during the Civil War who was born in January 17th. So anyway, York proudly observes MLK Day, and we will not have classes on Monday. MLK Day is the only federal holiday that's recognized as a day of national service. Because of COVID, volunteer opportunities are limited, but we do want to encourage you to consider ways that you can help improve your communities. So, first schedule change is no school on Monday. The second change is that there will be no Community Wednesday next week, so that we can keep our cycle within a 2-week Monday through Friday period. So Tuesday is going to be an A day, Wednesday will be a B day, Thursday a C day, and Friday a D day. So that's my announcement. I'll send an email out with this information too. Thanks. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you, Jay-Z. Actually, looks like we have one more announcement. Francis?
Yeah, hi. So basically, Q&A is planning to do for Valentine's Day, just to encourage people to send cards to their same-gendered friend. Just like, so glad to have you in my life, you're a great friend type of thing. And it will not cost anything. Mr. Daniel is generously offered to cover the cost. So we're currently just in the stage of printing the cards. So I made a quick Google form that's just one question to see who would be interested, or not even who would be interested, just how many cards people are interested in sending, so we know how many to order. So if people could just fill that out, I just put it in the chat. That'd be great. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I think that wraps up all our announcements, so we can shift it over to sophomore speech. Okay.
Awesome. I'm excited to hear from today's speaker. Today we have Derek Gow sharing with us. If everyone wants to give him a round of applause.
I had my first bike at the age of 3. It was a dark blue tricycle, and I had fun riding it around the park near my home. However, I noticed that adult bicycles had only 2 wheels and were cooler than my tricycle. But my dad only allowed me to have one when I grew older. On my 5th birthday, I got a bike with training wheels as my birthday present, and I practiced riding every day until I could ride a regular bike. Biking gave me a feeling of speed, lightness, and freedom. While other children could only walk on the sidewalk, I could ride like a flash beside them. Although I couldn't ride too fast at that time, I loved the feeling of wind blowing on my face when I was riding. When I was 9 years old, I replaced my old bike with one that can change gears. It seemed like it could take me anywhere. Just when everything seemed to be perfect, I had an accident. It was on a Saturday, and I was racing with my buddy on a rocky road. We were going too fast, and the handles were shaking harder. Suddenly, I couldn't hold on to the handles anymore, and fell off my bike. My face hit the ground, resulting in a loss of a few of my front teeth. When I got up from the ground, all I could think of was where my teeth had gone, and I worried about what other parts got injured. I could see my knees and elbows bleeding, and the burning pain was like getting stabbed by a knife. The accident gave me a scar that would be with me for years, which became a fear in my head. Consequently, I didn't dare ride a bike after that for a very long time. A year or so later, I passed by a bike shop near my home. A van was in front of the shop, and the shopkeeper was unloading bikes with a few young men. My dad talked to them and found out they were going on a long bike trip to the suburbs. It was a healthy exercise, and they could enjoy the scenery of nature while riding. Even though I was afraid of riding, a year had gone by, and the fear wasn't that much anymore. Noticing my eagerness to give it a try, my dad smiled and asked, "Want to ride a bike?" Subconsciously, I shook my head. Dad then said, "Afraid of falling?" I nodded. Dad said the reason that I had fallen was just due to the rapid speed, not because I couldn't ride a bike. He asked me whether I wanted to go on a bike ride someday and encouraged me to be brave and try. I agreed with his suggestion that I should get back on my bike. 2 weeks later, my father and I, wearing helmets and gloves, taking cycling backpacks and water, set off for a suburban destination, Fragrant Hills Park. We had already checked the route online. It was a 25-mile trip, and it would take us approximately 5 hours to go there and come back. If we left in the morning, we could come back on the same day. The next day, we had breakfast and left at 8:30 for our trip. My dad told me to pace myself and ride at an even speed. I rode according to my physical strengths, and my father followed me closely. The exhilaration of wind blowing on my face was the same feeling I remembered from when I got my very first bike. With the fantastic scenery on the way to the park, I didn't even realize how fast time had passed. I enjoyed the feeling of freedom and speed. Trees were retrogressing by my sides, without me seeing it clearly. We arrived at the park at noon, and after a short rest and refreshment, we got on the way home. The journey back was not like the morning, and I was a little tired. My legs felt heavy and sore, and the road seemed long and endless. We had a short break, and I asked my father what we should do if we were too exhausted to make it all the way back home tonight. He said that it was still early. As long as we persisted, we could eventually ride home. The road seemed to go on forever, and consequently, my mood changed and I stopped enjoying the scenery. I even thought that I would fall again because my hands started to hurt and I could lose control at any time. Luckily, nothing that I worried about happened. The sun was falling, the sky began to get dark. I sweated a lot, but I persisted because I imagined that I was seeing the tallest landmark near my home, the Beijing television tower. Finally, at 5:30 in the evening, we arrived home. But I was tired and exhausted. My legs were hurting and the palm of my hands were red from holding onto the handles for 8 hours straight. I rushed to the dinner table and gobbled down at least 3 bowls of rice. As soon as my head touched my pillow, I fell asleep thinking, I did it, I made it home. On the following school day, my legs felt sore because of the ride, but I proudly shared my photos of the trip with my friends. They were amazed that I had ridden my bike again. I received their encouragement and conquered my fear of riding. Thank you.
Yay, Derek! Well done, Derek.
That was an amazing speech. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I totally relate to that because I used to be a big skateboarder until like 4th or 5th grade. I wiped out so hard. I was trying to like time myself going around the block, totally smashed half my face on the ground. It was awful. And I didn't go back out there for a while until I had a friend encourage me, and I gave it a second shot. And that persistence is such a great trait to have, and it's something that you can build. Each of those experiences of going back to something that caused you fear the first time around, each of those experiences really strengthen your persistence. And it's a really good reminder to all of us to, go for things that seem scary, because you'll always come out better on the other side. So thank you so much for sharing your speech.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, Derek. Conquering a fear is a hard thing to do, especially when you wipe out and then you get on your bike for that many hours. That's insane. And I didn't know how many talented bikers we had at this school, but apparently we have a full-on bike squad, which is awesome. But it goes without saying that conquering a fear is so hard, and it takes so much courage and evaluation. And I'm really proud of you, and I think we're all proud of you. And just keep biking, keep doing what you love. You never know, like what you fear the most might be what you love the most. So just go out and conquer it. But thank you, Derek, for that. And I think that'll wrap up break. Everybody have a great Thursday afternoon. Looking forward to the 3-day weekend, and we'll be back soon. Take care, guys.